Yo, what up? It's the Lion's Den, man.
What up?
It's been a long time coming, man.
It has.
We've been talking about doing this podcast for almost 2 years.
It has been 2 years.
I think it's your
a very
fault,
long
though.
time. You think so?
I think it's your fault. Yeah.
Why is that?
You've had a lot of life changes.
I don't know if that's just on me though.
Well, look. Hey, this is your boy, man, E-Day, as I'm sitting here with a young gun.
Davier, what up?
Man, we got a podcast coming.
We do.
You want to tell me what this podcast is about?
Yes, it's called The Lion's Den, between father and son. Obviously, I'm the son.
I could be it, the son.
You are a son.
Actually, I look young, though.
You do.
Somebody told me the other day I looked like I was in my 20s.
Wow. How did that make you feel?
I felt amazing.
That's good stuff.
Do you think they were lying to me?
No, I mean, you do look pretty young.
Mm.
You did.
And I just cut my beard down, too. Did you notice?
I did.
Yeah, you didn't say anything.
Somebody else said something, and then I agreed. So I was like, yeah, that did happen. But no, yeah, just a podcast between father and son. I think it's important to show people what a healthy relationship looks like.
Yeah.
Especially, with a black father and son. I feel like the narrative that's always pushed is the absentee father. So I think it's cool to show people what it looks like for a father and son to have healthy dialogue, communication, all those good things.
Meaningful conversation.
Yeah.
And to be organic and sincere too.
Yep, for sure. I got a little affirmation for you.
Come on, let's hear it, man.
So we're in January still, first month of the year. And I was looking at some stats about New Year's resolutions and how well we keep those resolutions. So after the first 2 weeks, 71% of people are still pushing and still going with their New Year's resolution. And once you get to a month, that number drops down to 64%. And as you're going through the year, month by month, that number just is decreasing, going down. So my affirmation for today is just to keep going.
Yeah.
Keep pushing. We're still in that first month. So you got this. We can do this. Let's keep pushing ahead.
That's a good affirmation.
Yeah.
So we're really unapologetic about our faith.
We are.
We love Jesus. We're Christ followers. So we're unapologetic about that. So I want to share a verse with you out of Matthew 26:41. It says, keep watch and pray so you will not give into temptation, for the spirit is willing, but the body is weak. And every time I read this verse, man, I think the thing that comes to mind first is oh man, the flesh is weak or the body is weak. Mm-hmm. But then the contrary to that is just feed the spirit, right? Lead more to the spirit. And as we do that, man, we won't give into temptation. So I'm excited about that, man. I'm looking forward to even practicing that in a greater way. You know what I'm saying? Just personally, kind of what that looks like context-wise in my own individual life. So be encouraged. Know that the race is given to the swift, but the one who endures to the end. So keep enduring, keep pushing.
That's good stuff. Now there's this new segment, or this next segment that we like to do.
Yeah, what's that?
Dad jokes.
I love dad jokes. You know what? I didn't used to like dad jokes.
Because they were corny?
Because they were really, really corny. But it's crazy. As I got older, I started to appreciate, and maybe I'm just getting older.
Maybe that's like the evolution, how it's supposed to be.
So you think I'm getting old? You just said evolution.
You said it first. But no, well, context to the people, you're an executive pastor.
That I am.
Right. So you teach and preach. Mm-hmm. And you're probably, I guess other pastors do it, but you start off with
I start off with a dad joke before every message.
Yeah. What made you start doing that?
Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, I just want to start off with something funny.
I just want to start off with something funny.
And I'm like, man, so they're not like dad jokes, but funny.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So you bring in humor before you kind of give your message. So I was like, man. And actually, it was by accident. I think I was preaching maybe 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, let's go to Hebrews. And I was like, you know that God makes coffee because he brews it. And they start cracking up. I say,
yeah, interesting.
There's something to this. I can use this. Put it in my bag.
Yeah.
But I got a dad joke.
Let me hear it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Buckle up.
So.
Buckle up, man. All right, here we go. Why did Adele, the singer,
yes,
cross the road?
Why did Adele, the singer, cross the road? Why? Why did she?
To say Hello from the other side.
Wow. Wow, that's I don't. You know what? We can.
Thank you. I get a laughter.
I'll give you some.
Come on.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know about that one. I got one though.
Go ahead. Let me hear what you got.
So, did I tell you why I can't become a doctor?
Did you tell me why you can't become a doctor? No, you never told me why you can't become a doctor.
Well, it's just because I don't have the patience. I'll do that one for myself.
Your setup was good. Yeah, the setup was good for that. Let's do one more.
Got another one?
Well, let's do one more. Which one I want to do? Oh, here we go. Mm-hmm. Why did I call the police when my son wouldn't take a nap?
This one sounds a little elaborate.
It is.
Why did you call the police when your son didn't take a nap?
Yeah.
Why?
He was resisting arrest.
Wow.
Resisting. Okay. Arrest. See what I did there?
That was a nice setup. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, so we like to have some dad jokes, keep it light. But speaking of dads,
yeah,
you know, I think one of the coolest things about being able to have the relationship that we have is that I have access to someone who's done a lot of things before.
Now, when you say done a lot of things,
in terms of experience, life experience, you know, I don't have to go into situations blind because I kind of have a answer key to a lot of situations. So, question I have for you.
Sure. Shoot.
What's the best advice you've ever received?
Wow, the best advice I've ever received. I do remember, and I don't think I still struggle with this, but the idea of comparison, right? Yeah. And I think growing up having these moments of self-esteem issues and wondering if you measure up, if you're doing the most that you can. I had a moment where I was always comparing myself to someone else who seemed better than I was. Yeah. And I think the greatest advice someone's ever given me was anytime we compare ourselves to another, it's a reflection on how we feel about God. Like that I'm not good enough, or that God made a mistake in making me, and I'm not content with who He's called me to be. So I think the greatest advice I've ever received, man, was just that, like, hey, don't live a life of comparison, right? But when we do that, it's like, hey, we're actually saying that God made a mistake.
Yeah.
What about you?
That's really good. Yeah, for me, I think the best piece of advice I've received has to do with serving. Like, I think we live in a culture, in a society that pushes you to climb the ladder of success.
Corporate ladder, yeah.
And a lot of times I think the narrative is the higher up you go, the less you have to do, the more people you got working for you. Yeah. You can chill, you can relax, you just giving orders.
Sure.
But I think from a biblical perspective, it's the complete opposite. Yep. Right? The higher you go, the more you serve. Yeah. You know, I think it's always interesting to see Jesus' interaction with his disciples, because they had similar kind of questions and ideas about that. And his thing was always, hey, no, but you got to serve. Yeah. I mean, we see a picture of Jesus washing the feet of his disciples. Yeah. That's just serving. Yeah. You know, he said, I have to do this. Yep. Like, in order for y'all to be good, this is what needs to be done. So, always having a mindset of how can I be putting myself in position just to help people.
That's good advice, man. Yeah. That's good advice.
Cool. So, I'm 22.
You are 22.
I am 22. Yeah. A lot of things going on in life.
You're engaged.
I'm engaged. I am.
Come on.
Yeah.
You want to shout out your
it's
honey
an exciting
bump?
Time. That's not what I call her. But
honey
hey, Amaris.
Hey,
Amaris. No, but it's an exciting time, and the cool kind of weird part is also that
I was engaged at 22.
You were engaged at 22.
Yeah.
So my next question for you.
Wait, did you do it on purpose?
What's that?
Get engaged at 22?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's a lot of just weird coincidences between the both of us. But at 22, what would you tell your 22-year-old self who, just got engaged, life's going on?
Oh, man. What would I tell my 22-year-old self? I think knowing what I know now, I would give some type of counsel and advice that everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Right. Like you're really just going to be fine. Like there's a lot of things that I was worrying about, concerned about financially, security, that I didn't have answers to at the moment. Yeah. And you stress out a whole lot trying to figure things out on your own. And in the midst of that, you find yourself like bending towards depression and like, man, I can't get up out of this rut. Yeah. I think I would tell myself, hey, listen, man, just stay the course. And like you really are gonna be okay.
Yeah. I think that's really good advice, especially because even something I've noticed, being young and married is something that's like countercultural. Yeah. And is seen as
it used to be.
Right, yeah. As of late, it's become like really countercultural because the idea is
you haven't lived your life.
Right. Like, you gotta experience your 20s.
Like I've already experienced it.
Right. I'm like,
I know what it's like.
I'm like, this is the life I want to live. Yeah. Like, so I don't know. It's like it's kind of like a life sentence now, where people think that getting married young is crazy. Like that.
I remember on my wedding day, my brother. He's like, yeah, my brother about to do that bid. I'm like, a bid? Like, bro. And I get the context. I was like, man, you make it sound so morbid, like I'm going to prison. Right. I said, no, marriage is beautiful, man. I enjoy marriage. Been married for almost 17 years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time, man. And I'm excited for that. Yeah. I want to shout out my honey boo boo.
Okay.
Hey, boo.
Hi, Mom. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Hey, so look, so where do you want to be? Okay? Where do you want to be at 40? I'm 40. You're 22. Yeah. Which means at 18.
At 18, something happened.
You were here. You were.
Something happened. At 40, I want to be. I think one of the coolest parts of just where I am now is feeling like I'm living in purpose. Yeah. And walking in the destiny and will that God has for me. So at 40, I just want to be, staying the course. Probably have some babies by 40.
Now, when you say babies, that's plural, correct?
That is plural.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you should knock out at least 5 of them things.
No, you used the term knockout. 5.
5 kids.
I don't know about 5.
What are you thinking? 3? You trying to be conservative?
No, I mean I think my cap, and actually our cap, is 4.
So you guys talked about this.
We have discussed this, and I think both of us have said like 4 is like the.
But here's the thing: if you have 5, you can go to any basketball court in the city of Philadelphia and say, "My kids got next." Like, wouldn't you want to do that? Like, hey, who's next? My kids.
I want to play. So
no, you coaching, man.
4 plus me is still 5. I mean, you only 2 away. You got 3.
That's still a lot. That's still a lot. I got 3 kids. It's still a lot. 2 more is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. But
so you don't want 5?
I don't.
Have you prayed about that? Like, have you sought the Lord and said, Lord, how many kids? Because the Bible says to be fruitful and to multiply.
That's 4 is multiplication. That's in the multiplication table. I think that works.
I can't wait for y'all to have kids.
Yeah, what's that gonna be like?
I think I'm gonna be a dope grandpop, yo.
I think so too.
What are they gonna call me? Pop Pop? I don't mind the Pop Pop.
Yeah. You don't want a new age name?
All of these G Moms and G Me and Mommy Too. Listen, we need to bring back Nana. Yeah. I want to see some 40-year-old nanas.
No, that would be cool. Yeah. I mean, it's me thinking about having kids is like it's a surreal experience because I can't imagine little me's running around like
I
this.
Can.
I mean,
yeah, I can.
Well, yeah, you can because you've experienced it. But yeah, it's just gonna be out, which is a good segue to like the next thing we wanted to talk about, which was just the similarities that we do have, and kind of the ways that I see myself in you, you see yourself in me. Like, what is that experience like for you to have a son who's like in many ways a spitting image?
Yeah, so I think the beauty of it is every father wants their kids to be like them in one shape or form, right? But we got to make sure as fathers that we're modeling our lives so that whatever we are projecting for its image, that it's an image that is worth modeling.
Yeah.
Right. So when I see similarities in the way we interact, our posture, our mannerism, it's like, man, this is like really interesting and crazy at the same time, but also provides so much joy to see like, man, I'm so proud of the man you're becoming and the man you are. And not because, you're like me, but I think because you are exceeding expectation of what a son needs to be or should be in context. So there's so much beauty in that. Sometimes it's nerve-wracking, but I think the first time I noticed it, man, you were probably in 9th or 10th grade, and you were leading worship at school, and I'm like, yo, bro, like if he does that one more time, like it's like he stays up in his room and studies everything I do. Why are you doing this? Like, but I realized like that's like dope. Like, man, I'm proud of that space. So for you, what is it like for you though?
Yeah, I think it's a similar experience. I think.
Well, do you get tired of people saying to you, "You just like your dad"?
I used to. That used to be a struggle because I think the thing that it rubs against is like, okay, but am I like, do you see me? Though?
Sure, yeah.
Like, or do you just see, my dad? But I mean, like you're saying, I think it's the biggest honor and compliment because I'm following something that's worth being followed.
Yeah,
wow, so
that's good, man.
I think now it's like I take it as like I said, a compliment and honor, and I get it, and I wouldn't want it any other way. So for me, it's cool for me.
Yeah,
it's weird still sometimes, seeing a way. Like me and Mom went to dinner, and something happened, and I said something. Oh no, it was during Wednesday night Bible study. We were still listening to it.
Yeah,
and somebody said something. JB was singing.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, "Sing, JB." And then you came on the Zoom. You was like, "Sing, JB." I was like, "What in the world is going on?" So it's all like little stuff like that, and but it's definitely.
What I'll always
cool.
tell you.
Oh, here we go. That my floor,
yes, sir,
is your ceiling.
It's my ceiling. That's right, man. So you start from where I finish. So I think that's dope, man. That we can model that, but also be a blueprint for. And we don't always get it right.
Yeah,
we've had navigating circumstances, situations where we had to like just press in. Some difficult conversation we had to press in, but I think all of them were worth it.
Yeah.
How you doing in school, man?
School is going well. So for the people, I go to Villanova University. Go Wildcats.
I was about to say go Lions. That's not
it's a Wildcat. I'm glad you didn't say that.
Go Wildcats.
Go Wildcats.
Nittany Lions. No, who the Nittany Lions?
The Lion? I don't know who the Lions are.
Where'd I get that from? Penn State.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Penn State. Penn State. I used to want to go to Penn State.
Did you really?
Yeah, for a while. But yeah, Nova's good. I'm a grad student there, so I'm getting my master's in clinical mental health counseling. It's been a fun journey. My last semester, so
wow.
I'm very excited about that. But yeah, it's going really well. I'm really an advocate for mental health and normalizing the conversation, and a lot of different spaces, for as Christians, for that to become something that becomes a part of our vernacular and part of our just everyday language. I think
you sound so educated too, by the way. Just
okay?
Just want to pause. Like you really sound.
Are you okay?
I'm saying you really sound educated. You sound smart.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's pretty decent.
But
it's part of our vernacular.
All right. But yeah, it needs to be a part of our language. Also, I'm passionate about that being in sports with athletes. I think that's a big deal. But just, in society as Black people, I think that's actually a quick story. I remember being in college at Eastern for my undergrad and playing with the idea of going to therapy, right? Things were coming up and I was like, I don't know. And people kept suggesting it. And I was like, well, I don't need therapy though. It hit me. It's like, wait, I'm going to school to be a counselor, but I refuse to go to therapy. So it was just showing me how deep rooted the stigma is, that even I, as someone who wants to be a counselor, didn't want to go to therapy. But yeah, so it's another kind of aspect of what we want to do is encourage people with mental health tips. You know, so the one I have today comes from Martin Luther King Jr., actually, a quote. He said, "You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step." And that really resonated with me because I feel like we have so many things that we're doing and it's like a huge wall that we're trying to conquer. But all you got to do is just lay one brick at a time, and focus on that current thing. He also said, think of something in your life you want to improve and figure out what you can do to take a step in the right direction. And that just really speaks of how do we handle those anxious feelings? Because all anxiety is a feeling of apprehension caused by anticipation of a danger or threat that is not realistically based. Wow. So like there are so many things that we're kind of just overwhelming ourselves with, and they're not even real. Right. So one step at a time, one brick. That's the mental health tip for today.
Come on, mental health tip. This is one of our favorite segments.
It is.
What is it called?
They did what?
They did what?
Yeah.
What you got?
So I was looking around and I found this thing on the news, right? A retired utility worker wins $2 million lottery.
$2 million lottery. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But here's the catch.
What's the catch?
This is the second time he's won the lottery.
Wow.
Like that's one.
That's unheard of.
Yeah. Because I don't know exactly what the chances are that you win it once. But it's pretty low.
Was it a huge amount?
I think it was $2 million both times.
Whoa.
So yeah, he won in 2018 and then he won in 2021.
Wow.
So that's a total of $4 million.
What about taxes?
Taxes. So what's that? 1.3 each time. So like 2.6, 2.7. Yeah. So that's
what would you do if we don't play the lottery?
We do not.
But if you stumbled across $2 million, like what's the first thing you do with that $2 million?
The first thing I would give to the Lord.
Come on.
I would give.
Come on. You see that?
I would give graciously to the Father.
Come on. Wait. The Father God or the Father me?
The Father God. I'm sorry. Jehovah Jireh. Yeah. So I would do my giving. Student loans. I would pay off some debts.
Okay.
All of the debts.
Okay.
And then house, car. Take care of some folks. I felt you look at that.
I'm looking right at you.
I felt you.
My eyes are gazed upon you.
Take care of some folks.
Your temple
some
lobe
people.
Right now, right?
But yeah, and then
So how much would we get, me and Mom? I mean, because over the last 21 years, we've nurtured you. 22 years.
Yeah. You would be taken care of.
I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that
I'm just trying to keep it real ambiguous. So I'm not
I have no idea
anything.
you'll be taken care of.
No, I mean, I don't have a number for you, but I will say,
give me a hypothetical number that says this number signifies my love and commitment to you for the way you raised us and shepherded us, took care of us, paid for our undergrad.
I will say this: one of my dreams and goals is to be able to tangibly give back.
You know what?
And
tangibly is a good word.
Yeah.
Because that means money.
Yes, like
and
things,
houses.
actual things. So yeah, I definitely want to be able to do that for you guys at some point in life. But
so when you say tangibly, you mean like, hey, you don't got to work no more?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, so how do we get there? How do I help you get
I'm
to
working
that
on
point
it
to get there?
I'm working on it. It's gonna be a few years. But yeah, that is a lot of money. What would you do?
I think the same thing. First, I would, because I love the Lord, I would give.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, invest, buy some property.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll buy a bunch of cars. I think I might like my car.
Yeah.
No, I'll take that back. I would get a new car.
You do want a new car.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
I get a new car and then make sure. I mean, you guys are pretty much taken care of right now. You're about to be a doctor soon, next 5 years. I don't know if you would need anything. So.
No, I mean you can still. I'll still take a few dollars.
Take a few dollars.
I'll still take a few dollars.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do, man.
Yeah, but another aspect of our relationship that's a big deal is sports.
We love sports.
Yeah, sports and football specifically.
You want to talk about football? I'm hurt. My heart is broken.
This is
I feel like.
Well, do you want to let people in on?
Sure, why not? I don't care. Right at this moment, I don't even care. So we're from Philly.
We are.
Well, technically, we live in right outside of Philly. We're from Philly. But we are diehard Dallas Cowboys fans.
How about them
and
Cowboys?
I know people are going to boo that. I don't care. I love you anyway.
Yeah.
But this past weekend. The Cowboys made the playoffs.
Yep.
And they lost.
They did.
Like I feel like right now, like I'm in high school and that girl just broke up with me.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to. I was in love with her.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Like it's like wow, this is a knot in my stomach. I don't even watch football for the rest of the year. Like I'm that like upset with my team and their performance in the playoffs.
Yeah, that one hurt. Like I haven't watched any ESPN. I haven't watched anything. Like I just don't want to see anything in regard to the Cowboys right now.
I don't want to see it.
But
what do you think about that last play call?
I actually didn't mind it.
What?
So 14 seconds, they do a quarterback draw
with no timeouts left on the clock.
Timeouts. Now I saw that who did this? I think it was Jacksonville a few years ago. And a similar, I mean, it wasn't the playoffs, but similar situation in terms of time, clock, all that, where they actually handed the ball off, ran, came up to the line, clocked it, and the game ended up going to overtime. But that was the idea. I think the execution was just terrible.
The idea was wrong. Because you got to know your players, you got to know your team. So it's like
that's true.
So it's one thing to practice that in practice.
Yeah.
You understand? Like there's no refs, they don't have to touch the ball, to reset the ball. And like, we did it perfect in practice, but the ball would never reset. Yeah. Right. So do it in the game and in the playoffs and to end the game like that.
Yeah, it was a terrible end, but I put that more on Dak and McCarthy than I do anybody else.
Kellen Moore called the play. Oh, I guess McCarthy had to.
Yeah, he had to okay it. But with Dak, I think he should have went down way sooner.
Yes, he got greedy.
Yeah, and with McCarthy, I think it's just execution and how we practice. So
do you think they fire McCarthy? And I'm not an advocate for a man losing his job,
right?
But 2 seasons. I mean, of course, the first season we didn't have Dak and injuries and COVID. Yeah. But this season, like I feel like our team was like primed to make a decent run in the playoffs. I'm not saying Super Bowl,
right? But not knocked out the first round. Yeah.
But we called a bad deal too.
Honestly,
playing 49ers in the first round was.
Yeah, and even before seeding was finalized, like we talked about how dangerous the 49ers were. I felt like they were going to upset whoever they played. And then when I saw we were playing them, I was like, there you go. I'm nervous.
But no, but you had the pom poms. You had the pom poms out and said we're going to win, and you show all of these.
Oh yeah, of course. I thought we were going to win.
You were not objective at all. You're like, we're going to win because of this. Like, all right.
I mean, of course, I thought we were going to win, but I'm not surprised that we lost either. Because the 49ers, they're a pretty good team.
You know what I want to do?
What's that?
I want to trade Dak.
Wow.
Your response. Wow. I know Dak is your favorite person on the planet,
and I know number 9 is your
Tony Romo is your my guy.
Yeah.
I know Tony doesn't listen to our podcast, but if you do, Tony, at any time, I love you, man.
I love Tony too.
Yeah.
I like that.
How can we get this to Tony? We got to find a way to get this podcast to Tony Romo so he can say, I want to sow into the ministry.
That would be nice.
Yeah, but Tony Romo's my guy. But look, only way I would trade Dak if and I know this will never happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we send Dak Prescott to Seattle for Russell Wilson and a first-round draft pick. And I'll even throw in a third. First and a third and Dak for Russell. Would you take that deal right now?
Would I take that deal right now? I don't know.
It's Russell.
I mean, if it's the picks for me, like
Russell is your first round draft pick.
I guess. I mean, if you're asking me, would I rather have Russell Wilson or Dak? I would rather have Russell Wilson. Okay. If that's the question.
Okay.
That trade, I don't know. They could work something out, but yeah.
So who's your top 5 quarterbacks right now in the NFL?
Right now, Aaron Rodgers.
Is he number 1?
He's number 1. I think he should get the MVP.
Really?
This year. Yeah, I think he's.
You don't think Tom Brady should get it?
No. I mean, I think he's a close second, but Aaron Rodgers, I think he finished the season with 37 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's
his touchdown interception ratio is ridiculous.
Yeah, like that's very hard to do. But yeah, I will go Rodgers, Brady. After Brady,
you got my homeboy in there?
I would have to put Mahomes there. I really like Josh Allen. Josh Allen would probably be 4.
The Bills,
yeah. And 5, Joe Burrow has been balling.
You're not putting Joe Burrow in your top 5
right now.
You putting
Joe
been Burrow in your top 5?
Over to finish the regular season, he had 971 passing yards and like 10 touchdowns in 2 games.
But in your top 5?
The question was right now. So, gosh. I mean, who else would be?
You like Justin Herbert?
He's not in the playoffs.
I mean, okay. But as a quarterback.
I like Justin Herbert.
But he's not a top 5 quarterback.
I think Burrow has had a better year.
I do like Burrow. And actually, I'm glad you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Would you take Burrow over Dak Prescott?
No. I would not.
But he's in the top 5.
Right now.
Oh, my gosh. But his trajectory is kind of greater or higher than.
I need to see it for
I will say this about Dak. Amazing leader.
I think that's the difference.
His intangibles are far greater
off the chart
than any quarterback that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. And I think that matters. Like I feel like every player on the Cowboys would run through a wall for that.
I agree.
And I think that says something.
I agree. So, they wouldn't do that for Tony Romo.
No. Witten would.
Witten was his guy. Jason
That's
Witten.
Probably the only person.
That was his guy. So look, let's end with this. We don't have all the information because there are teams that are playing this weekend. And the podcast will probably air next week.
Yep.
But who's your Super Bowl pick right now?
My Super Bowl pick right now, I have Green Bay.
Green Bay is your Super Bowl pick.
I have Green Bay, and I think the Bills come out of the AFC. So Green Bay over the Bills is what I have. Now, selfishly, I kind of want the 49ers to beat the Packers, so I feel better about losing.
That we lost.
Right? Exactly.
And that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
So I'm picking out of the NFC. I really feel like that the 49ers are going to upset Green Bay.
Okay.
I think in the playoffs, running game, defense will win you games.
That's true.
So I got the 49ers coming out of the NFC. I think they upset Green Bay. I think they upset Tampa Bay if they play them in the championship game.
Wow.
And I like the Bills in the AFC.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's So wait, so you have them beating the Bills in the Super Bowl too?
No. I have the Bills. The Bills been through a lot. I don't know if you remember the 90s.
They have. They lost with 3.
I think it was 3 or 4. It might have been 3.
3 in a row, 4 in a row.
That's horrible.
That's hard to do.
You make it, it's like,
like that is
it's hard to get there. But then to lose year after year, man, psychologically, you just messed up.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
But
well, look, it's been a great show, man.
yeah, it sounds like we're on to something. I'm excited.
I'm excited. Look, this is the Lions Den, your boy E. Daniels and the Young Gun.
Davier.
We are out of here. Peace. Take it easy, guys.